The region of Lavaux between Lausanne and Montreux has been attracting more and more tourists since becoming a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2007. People flock from all over the world to admire the steep vine-clad slopes leading down to Lake Geneva.
The beginning of the vineyard here in Lavaux is in the Middle Ages with the monks. The monks were a decisive congregation, decisive people that cut off the trees and made the first wine because they needed it for the Mass, of course.
The boat passes 10,000 terraces, covering 830 hectares. The hundreds of kilometres of small terrace walls are maintained by the wine producers themselves.
The
UNESCO inscription is not only in recognition of the landscape, but also of the work that has been done and the people who live here. Before 2007, winemakers from different regions of Lavaux didn't necessarily feel they had much in common with each other. The UNESCO label recognises the importance of their profession throughout the region. It has given them a new sense of identity.
These Norwegians are on a wine tour, including a trip to the Vinorama, offering 230 different wines from the region. But only a few of them actually buy anything. Tourism has increased by 30% since 2007, but wine sales have declined. People passing through are not stocking up. The Con family has 12 hectares of vineyards producing 23 varieties of wine, 4 of which have recently won prestigious prizes. But they can't compete with cheap imported wines being sold in Swiss supermarkets.
In Switzerland, the wine cellars are small family enterprises, and it's difficult to compete with the big foreign wine producers who send over hundreds of millions of litres of wine at prices that we could never compete with because we have to do everything by hand. The land is very steep, so it's impossible to use machines. We have to harvest by hand, and we have to pay high Swiss wages to our workers, so that automatically adds to the price of each bottle.
Jean-François Potterat, who runs a smaller business in Couilly, points out that wine in bulk is being sold at the same price as in 1982, but the producers' costs have gone up.
We have to be clear that wine growers using terraces like here in Lavaux could be threatened one day by the fact that we can't cover our production costs, and wine production will simply be abandoned.
As Swiss wine growers don't produce enough to export significant amounts, their main market is Switzerland. Jean-Michel Comte says some aggressive marketing is now needed to increase Lavaux wine sales.
We've lost a lot of the Swiss-German market, Zurich, Lucerne, etc. And I think we have to win back that market before trying to make conquests abroad. The solution is simple. Swiss people have to consume Swiss wines.
Jean-François Potterat's wine cellars are a popular haunt for locals, and the traditional pressing of the wine is a festive event. This hospitality and personal service are just what are needed to preserve the industry, according to Christelle Con.
In the future, I think that producers will have to revise the size of their vineyards. They might have to change a few things, perhaps put the emphasis on tourism and accommodating guests. To find out how good it really is, people have to come here, taste our wines, and have a different kind of experience.
Growers hope that with more Swiss Germans visiting Lavaux because of the UNESCO label, they'll become more aware of the excellent wines produced here, and that they'll be willing to pay the price to help keep the industry alive.